history. And I met Blanca there. I met Pasita. I met Mary, and Kellum. And the core mission is to improve coffee quality, and to bring the country Vietnam as an origin on the coffee world map, because a lot of coffee world map doesn't show Vietnam at all. And I think it's very unfair, and it unfair to Vietnamese farmer. It's like you bring a lot of dishes to a hot pot party, and a lot of people don't acknowledge you, you know. So I think we want to do the change. We want to bring the Vietnam as a country on a world coffee map. We want to improve coffee quality, and we want to encourage a lot of women, a female coffee producer, to drink their own coffee. A lot of people don't know how their coffee tastes like. And I think that is very crucial, that a lot of female coffee farmer or coffee farmer in general drink their coffee. And the mission is to keep doing it in 2020. And I hope that we can meet in 2020 somewhere in Asia, at least, if not in the US also, or in World of Coffee, maybe at a trade fair where we can gather to have a booth together. We meet and we celebrate IWCA in Asia together.
Okay.
And of course, I would love you to come to visit Vietnam. Actually, we are still in harvest. So, and you're gonna experience some picking and processing, you know. So I would love to get some proposal to visit our chapter in Vietnam.
Okay, thank you, Anne. Siska? Oh, her connection is very bad. We'll call her later. Anyway, I have with me here my two colleagues from the Philippines, Gold, who takes care of our communications, and Rosario. So Rosario, would you like to say hello to our new friends from South Korea, and the rest you already know?
안녕하세요. Hi everyone. I'm Rosario. You can call me Ross. I'm also in the Philippines and looking forward to the day I can travel again and visit each one of you.
Siska, maybe you remove your video so we can hear your audio, if I may suggest, if your connection is bad. And while Siska is doing that, if she can even hear me, I just want to explain to everyone that since International IWCA, I mean, Sunalini and I were sort of like took our oath together in Guatemala back in the day, remember, Sunalini? And then, of course, we recruited Myanmar and Indonesia. And Indonesia, we did our oath taking in Puebla, right, Siska? In Puebla. Later, you remove your video when you speak, okay? Now, I just want to explain that IWCA globally, of course, lets producers and consumers meet. So producing countries and consuming countries. And we're very, very happy to have our Korean ladies here because, if I'm not mistaken, all of you are from Korea, correct? Mira, Sarah, and Laura? Yes, because in Colombia, when we went in 2015, Rosario and myself, we also had, and Francisca, we met the IWCA Japan, and they're also consuming chapter, okay, if you will. Tomoko Nagase is from UCC, and she is, if you know Tomoko, we'll introduce you to her in Facebook and all the social media channels. She's very active. Tomoko was with us in Colombia in 2013, and she heads IWCA Japan. So as you know, while we have three of the biggest producers of the world here in this room, we have India, we have Vietnam, and we have Indonesia. I've lost count of India's production now. So Nalini, would you like to share with us? I mean, are you number what now?
We are number 6.
There you go. So we're top 10.
Yeah, but not very much compared to Brazil or Vietnam. We're very minuscule. It's just about 5.8 million bags. Vis-a-vis 65 million bags or 35 million bags.
That's okay. You're still in the top
Square,
10.
square,
It's
yeah.
hard to get there. We're in the bottom, but we try our best. So what I'm saying is the IWCA Asia is a microcosm or an example of how IWCA Global operates. And this is really bringing together consumers, as we have Korea here, and as I said, Japan, and maybe soon Singapore, with producers. And having the 3 of the top 10 producers here is really an honor, whilst we have the small ones like Myanmar and Philippines, very small, small in quantity, but quite high in consumption. I must say, in the Philippines, for example, we consume more than we produce. And probably our production can just supply one client in Japan. But that is why Myanmar and the Philippines, we have gone to specialty coffee. And so, for example, for the Philippines, and before I talk the rest of the time, I will stop after this. For the Philippines, we're heavily promoting Liberica and Fine Robusta, thanks to Sunalini, who's been our guide. Anyway, I want the South Koreans to please introduce and tell us why IWCA. Who would like to speak for Korea? Laura, would you like, or Mira, please unmute yourself.
What about Sarah?
Sarah is trying to reconnect. Is that her? Can you see her if you go to gallery view?
Second.
It's in Korean. I cannot read. Maybe that means Sahara. I don't know.
Yes, I think Sarah is here.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but,
she's here.
okay. Sarah?
Oh, she has disappeared.
Yeah. Mira, maybe you can tell us a little. I know your very new chapter.
Or yes, or during the time, perhaps Francisca can come to words.
Francisca.
I'm
Okay.
also having problems with the internet. Can you hear? Oh, well.
Very
that's
well.
why- Okay.
Anyway, we saw your picture already.
That's why earlier. That's why now I have to turn off my camera in order to be able
Works
to get
well.
here.
Works well.
Yeah, good. So what should I say?
What should you say? Well, you're with the producers. If you want to meet some buyers, they're here in the
Yeah.
room. So
Yes,
Siska.
so I'm glad to hear some information shared by our colleagues in Vietnam. And yeah, can you hear? Can you hear?
Yes.
I think it lost connection. Yeah. No. Are you
We
still
can
here?
hear. We can hear you.
Okay, great. So the reasons why I joined this IWCA, I remember the first time I was invited by Chip to come to, where was it? Colombia in 2015. And I was just observing the dynamic.
Wow. It's really inaudible. I mean, it's not understandable, Siska. It's like you're speaking in Bahasa and we cannot understand. Sorry. Siska, let's try to get better signal.
Thinking about the in terms of the volume, is just wide. Then, hear me?
Yeah, yes, but it's choppy. Okay, now we completely lost her. Okay, we go to Sarah. This is like basketball. Okay. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Mira and Laura have volunteered you to speak.
Oh, okay. Hi. I'm really sorry for the bad internet connections just happened. We are from South Korea, and today Mira and Laura joined with me. And there was another Easy supposed to join today, but he's now in Honduras. I think probably some time difference or some bad internet connection. He could not be able to join. Sorry for that. And very glad to see you all. I'm when we started last year. Let me think. We first met Blanca through the Easy, our current member, and Sherry Jones introduced us to the Blanca, the IWCA Global Board. When we met her, we found out there was a few opportunity to establish the IW South Korea in 2 or 3 years ago. But because of the COVID and there are somehow it was not easy to establish in the certain areas. So we started again last year, and it was not easy. It was not that difficult to get people's agree with us, because in Korea coffee market is growing, and so Korean people has a very good understanding of the producer side the market and how it works, and they have a very big empathy about the sustainability and how to sponsor and how to help the people one another. So even we started late summer, but in 2 or 3 months we could gather about 40 members. So, and there were 8 or 9 protocols to register as IWCA, that one, but with a lot of members help, we could go through 2 or 3 months. So last December 28th, we signed up as a 29th countries. And I heard there was 7 consuming countries in IWCA, and we are glad to. We are very surprised there are this many people, chapters around, and help understand one another, each other. So our core value is we are the consuming countries, and now we feel very sorry that we are maybe too late to join this community, because we are already top 10 consuming countries, even though we know there is a way we should do something for the community coffee market. But now we're even though we are late, we'll move forward, and we'll move very fast and strong. So our the core value is be the bridge, the gap between the consumer and the coffee producers, so that both may gain knowledge about each other and again more understanding about each other. And secondly, we want to support women farmers and increase awareness women's rights in the coffee market. And thirdly, we are thinking about educate and provide employment support for local women in the coffee business that will help in locally, and also we want to support the producer side. And this year we are planning to do we're going to this year we are going to do the sponsor the public coffee events about 2 or 3 times a year, and we are going to introduce the woman coffee producers beans to the Korean bean buyers. And also we are going to proceed of seminars about the coffee knowledge between the coffee producing side and the coffee consuming side. I think that will be a good chance for all of us to understand each other. And locally, we are talking to the woman who is getting the job studying about the coffee business. They having a need to study more about the coffee being a barista, roaster, and also the coffee producer and the coffee, the import and export business. So that part we are going to sponsor, and also probably we are thinking about doing providing the education chances to the producer side, not just producing the coffee beans like we can do barista or the roasting, the kind of education. And also we are gathering the fundraising right now. We are thinking about sponsor the for producing side, the farms, and to promote their facilities.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And you've come to the right place. In this small room, we have coffee producers represented: Indonesia, as I said, Vietnam, India, Myanmar, and Philippines. So just today, you already met 5 producing countries, and each one has their specialty. And I'm sure, I forgot to ask Sarah, are you in roasting, coffee shop, retail? What is your line of business? If I may hear, yeah.
I'm the traders.
You're a trader. And Laura and
Yes, I'm a
Mira?
bean traders. Yes, Laura is in bean traders, and also she do the coffee and also educations and researches.
Oh, good.
And Mira, would you say hi and introduce yourself?
Actually, they introduced themselves, but they're very
Oh,
shy.
really? Sorry. Yeah, yeah. So in our 40 members, I can say more than half are bean traders and also the coffee and the F&B business.
Mhm.
And about 15 or 20 somewhere from the schools. There are professors who do research about the coffee market. And also there are the baristas who individually pursuing the barista as a own professionals. So we're in the
Interesting.
retail and F&B and from the school side, and also the young baristas who pursuing something new startup or new
Okay.
ventures, the technology more like that.
Okay, that's very good to know because, for example, I'm sure in the other countries, like Rosario can share with us. Ross, can you tell them more about what you do to have another voice speaking? Yeah.
Hello again. So as I've said, I'm in the Philippines. I run a small coffee shop in the business district, and we roast our coffee there inside the coffee shop. So we sell whole beans, we serve it there. We also do a lot of coffee education. So we do classes. We used to do it face-to-face. Now a lot of it is on Zoom. So barista classes, basics of coffee, even a class on how to open a coffee shop. I also started an online community called Coffee Homebrewers. So that one started just right before the pandemic, but it grew over the pandemic. So now we're at 41,000 members from the end of 2019. And it's interesting to see how the consumer behavior has really shifted through the pandemic, especially here in the Philippines, because we're really a coffee shop going people. It's a family activity, it's a social activity. Our coffee shops here are open till like midnight. Some of the Starbucks here are open 24 hours. So we're big on going to coffee shops and enjoying drinks there. So people were not really brewing at home. If they were to make coffee at home, that would be where the instant coffee will be because it's easy, no equipment needed. But over the pandemic, so many people has bought equipment. Even coffee makers, some brands that were not available in the Philippine market at the start of 2020, now there are just so many choices. And people are now really buying whole beans. So they even buy from imported roasters. They have something like a group buy. Some people arrange a group buy, so they order all together so they can save on shipping fees. But also we've seen how much the consumption of Philippine coffee has also grown, because of course it's more accessible, and suddenly they're aware about our local origins. They've also met some of the farmers and roasters in the Facebook community. So there's been a lot of consumption of local coffee as well. So that's just some of the things happening here in the Philippines.
Okay, thank you. And as I said, since you are bean buyers or traders, it's interesting to know the people from origin and people, and to maybe we can, as IWCA in Asia, we can do seminars, we can do introductions, we can help each other on, getting special supplies. Like, I must mention that at the start of the pandemic, Blanca asked us to do some activities, and we thought of guesting Sunalini. Sunalini is a Q grader and is a big believer in fine Robusta. So I don't know if South Korea has already turned on to fine Robusta or is now, because Sunalini can give you a whole thesis on fine Robusta. So you've got the expert here, okay? And then Rosario can give you a little seminar on Liberica, because Liberica is very big now in North Asia, Taipei, Japan, and Korea, and very high in demand even in Europe. We have sent some to Switzerland, and they make it like a limited edition coffee for major roasters. So that's another thing. And then I'm sure Myanmar can send samples. We can all send samples to you of the beans, right? Sunalini and Anne and all the producers here. We can send samples to Sarah and her group. What do you think? Indonesia, if you can speak or chat us. Francisca.
Sorry, yeah, I was
There.
kicked out there.
There, you're good, Francisca.
Yeah, that's good. Yes, of course, definitely, because we have several origins of coffee in Sulawesi, Aceh, Gayo. Unfortunately, Rahma could not make it. I asked her to join. And other places, like the Flores and the West Java also. So there are several kinds of good beans here.
Is that interesting, Sarah? Isn't that interesting to know the person who's actually talking to the producers? She's
Yes,
the
of course.
main
Yes.
event there. So just
yes,
keep
of
your
course.
questions coming.
Yeah.
This is just the start, but I'm sure, like Anne said, we can do activities. We can help you connect directly to a farmer. If you want to see a farmer through, let's say, a
Yeah.
woman farmer, etc.
Mhm.
We have our own chapters in the producer organizations. Like, it's very interesting to know Rama, as Francisca said. We traveled with Rama. She doesn't really speak English, but sells container loads of coffee to the US, Japan, etc. And Francisca has been guiding Rama and her team in Aceh. So we can even plan origin trips like what Anne said. So if I may propose, what we can do is, let's write down even 3 things that we can do for the year. Let's not be overly dreamy. We'll ask our consumers what they would like to know.
Yep.
And then we'll go right ahead. Yes, Sarah.
The main goal, one of the main goal is to introduce the new beans, which is not known to Korean market yet. That is one of our big goals. So we are going to definitely at least 2 times public the copying. For that, we probably I will reach out to each chapters if there's any beans you want to promote, or if you want to introduce us, then that will be great. Our IWCA logo has just came out 2 days ago. So I made a newsletter to send out to our members. So after sending out those members, I will officially they announce that we are launched, and then we're going to have a meeting very soon. Then I will gather lots of opinions and what they want and what the Korean members want to do overseas and how to cooperate with your chapters. Then I will start from today. I will start to reach out yours and getting on help.
Okay, good. So new origins, I took note of that. What is the top 3 that you like as consumers? Number 2, do you want, aside from new origins, what else would you like your members to benefit from? Do you want some webinars or information so that you can have a Korean translator and an English translator and have a specific topic even for your women roasters, cafe owners, your other members, the researchers. I mean, I'm sure Sunalini will have some interesting things to say about, for example, the different varieties of coffee. Are they only looking at Arabica, or are they already familiar with fine Robusta, Liberica, and Excelsa?
Can I excuse for a second? 저기
Sure.
대표님도 어떻게 생각하세요? Laura, can you say? 안 들려요. 지금 보이스 꺼져 계세요.
Yes, please unmute, she said.
Yeah, unmute, please.
Mira is unmuted, but Laura is not.
방금 질문 뭐였어요? 제가 딴 거 생각하다가.
지금 그러니까 저희가 새로운 빈을 이제 수입하는 데 있어서 어느 지역에 특별히 관심이 있는지인 거고요. 여기는 이제 아시아 쪽 오리진이라서 탑 2가 어떠냐라는 얘기인 건데 파인 로부스타 쪽에도 관심이 있느냐 뭐 이런 거거든요. 그래서 어느 지역을 제가 우선적으로 말씀을 드릴지가 제가
우리가 현재 아라비카 아시아 지역은 사실은 좀 관심이 덜 하는데 요즘에 제가 할게요. In these days, our interest about Asian coffee increase. So we increase our interest of coffee is robusta. And 아시아에서는 주로 로부스타 커피가 많이 나죠. 지금 대표님께 말씀드려요.
네, 파인 로부스타도 많이 지금 저희가 니스가 있는 편인가요? Yeah, she said that we are mostly interested in robusta. Robusta is already quite known to Korean market, but you said the fine robusta and also is very interested in, yes.
So Sunalini, I think you heard that. But everyone else has fine robusta. The Philippines has, Indonesia has robusta too, right, Siska?
Yes, we have Robusta from Java and Sumatra.
Okay.
Definitely.
So definitely
60% of our productions is Robusta from Sumatra.
And then maybe, Sarah, moving forward, you can give us in the WhatsApp, or we can put our email here, or I can shoot an email to everyone so that we have a group email on your requirements. Let's say samples of 1 kilo or 500 grams, whatever your requirements are for the samples. Number 2, where to send. Do we send it to IWCA South Korea and then you do the distribution, or you do the cupping together? You send us photos, we'll attend the cupping via Zoom, and we can explain the nuances of the coffee samples that we send. So for example, today we will feature origins from Indonesia. We're going to have Sulawesi, Flores. We're going to have other Acagayo, and we will have some Robustas and Arabicas. And IWCA Indonesia, together with the rest of us, will attend virtually with you. Who knows? Maybe Francisca will also send us, okay? Or we can send from different places, let's say, all fine Robusta, but different origins. Sunalini, could you suggest how to do this?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to send the fine Robustas to start with, because their interest seems to be in the fine Robusta. And I think this is one species which is always looked down upon. Though, as Anne said, every 6th cup a person is drinking Vietnamese coffee, but not knowing that it contains the Vietnamese Robusta beans. So that is the biggest challenge that we have. People drink it, but don't want to acknowledge it, that it is a Robusta, which I think is the biggest problem that we are all now facing. So I think let's concentrate on fine Robusta to commence with. I do know that Myanmar may be a little bit left out initially because they don't have much of Robustas, but they have beautiful Arabicas. I can vouch for that because I've taken part in their competitions and they're simply super. But coming back to the subject, I think fine Robusta we shall first start with. And we could, send different varietals. Philippines has got some beautiful Robustas, which I tasted some time back. You could send different varietals, different processes, and, from different countries. We're from the Asian countries. We could send them the samples. And it would be great if they could tell us the quantity that they would like, because remember, it's a question of dispatching to you. Today with pandemic, there is so much of difficulty in getting phyto certificates, and sending it across. Couriers are all, very tardy. In fact, they will say 3 days and it finally will turn up to be 10 days. So if they could tell us the quantity and also to whom it should be sent. And, the Robusta processing is just commenced in India. I'm not sure about Philippines or in Indonesia. But as soon as our, processing is completed, we will rest the coffee and then, make sure that it is up to the standard, send you some samples, get your views on it. And then as Pasita said, maybe have a little bit of a webinar where you can explain to us what you liked about each of these coffees or what you did not like about it and how to proceed further in terms of maybe, showing interest in purchase or otherwise. But basically it will be a two-pronged attack. One would be learning from you as to what the market wants in Korea. And the second is to be able to help the farmer to be able to sell his produce of fine coffees. So I think this is what I feel could be a way of an opening to the fine Robusta.
Thank you, Sunalini. Maybe we can look at March. It's Women's Month. Isn't it internationally Women's Month? It would be good to target this. So within February, maybe first or second week, we try to get the samples into Korea. And then Sarah, you will organize a group of cuppers. The bean buyers, maybe, I don't know, what's 4 or 8, maybe 4 different people, whatever you use for your protocols. And then Sunalini can be a guest speaker on, the flavor notes, etc.
Yeah.
But that also means that, of course, if she will send samples from India, she will have the samples with her. And we in turn Vietnam can send some to Sunalini and to Korea. And we also can send to Sunalini and Korea, so that there is some kind of control that Sunalini, as she is explaining, is actually tasting what you are doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Conversely,
Sorry, I'm lost a little bit. So why do we send to Sulanini again? I'm sorry, I lost
that's
part.
one example. The other option would be Sunalini sends to them and she guides them through the cupping, meaning, okay, what flavor notes do you have? Is this what your market wants, etc. Vietnam could send to Korea, and you will also have a sample with you when you join the webinar. And so you can say, yeah, we really get notes of this and that, whatever. And Rosario will join from the Philippines and Francisco will join from Indonesia after sending the samples to South Korea. So in other words, we can have a 4-country sampling. Does that work, Sunalini? Is that possible, or do we 2 countries at a time?
But that would mean that I should have sent the same samples to the team who evaluates, right? For example, in this case, South Korea. So
Yes.
we should experience the same sample, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Because we do this almost every month. We send samples to like 30 addresses in the country, and we do a virtual cupping.
No,
So
that's
it's
fine.
roasted.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so it's something like that, and then we will, of course, they will be the ones to roast it, and you can agree on some bandwidth of roasting, if it's what Agtron color, etc. Sunalini, if you would like to suggest or compare with Sarah on that, because we're doing fine Robusta and you're the expert there. Susu, you had a...
Yes. I have that question for Sarah. Yes. Miss Sarah, nice to meet you. I want to know what you are interested for for consumer coffee processing method, and there is a fine. This I know is a fine Robusta, but in Myanmar have a little bit of the Robusta, and more quantity is Arabica. And then our Arabica is in many producer is new origin. So what interesting you went processing method and coffee varieties.
In this meeting, I don't think I can decide exactly what kind of beans and which origin we want to promote. I understand today is just the initial meeting to say hello to everybody and to understand each chapter's the goals and what kind of things we can cooperate. So I understand that we are going to
meet again,
proceed the public copying and the getting a samples, lots of from the farmers in each chapters, but I need to talk to my members, the Korean members, which month we are going to do this and which beans we are going to step by step we're going to do this. So can I have some time to discuss with my members and get back to you? Not just deciding here what I want, and definitely answering your question. I will give more information about the Korea, the coffee, the market, what's the trend, and what kind of beans are we have in more needs, and then what's the trend, and what kind of beans you have more chance to promote. I can provide that information for the next meeting.
And thank you, Paksita. And Myanmar have the future plan is and fine Robusta. They want to grow the fine Robusta, but we have not a market. Yeah, now in Myanmar is a land of the specialty coffee market and premium coffee market, but it's two Robusta and Arabica. But the future plan is that they want to grow for fine Robusta and Southern Shem State and Yasop the fish, Yasop Township. They will grow and fine Robusta. So this meeting is for opportunity for Myanmar fine Robusta in coming 5 years.
Yes. As Sunalini mentioned, Omar and Susu, the fine Robusta is one part. The other part will be the Arabica origins. So we were just saying that because Myanmar, and Sunalini knows this, does not produce a lot of Robusta, we will get to the specialty Arabica cupping also. But for now, because Vietnam, India, Philippines, and Indonesia have fine Robusta, we will have to push it up in the calendar. That's all. And like Sarah said, let's not have any big commitments in this meeting. This is really a meet and greet, and our goals. And Sarah, really our goal is to meet buyers and users, consumers of coffee like all of you. And this is so great. And thank you, Anne, for again urging us to have this meeting. For now, I think we'll. Yes, Omar, did you want to say something? Unmute yourself, please. Omar, unmute.
Yes, now I got it. As you see, Myanmar has situation has been changed. And at that moment, I'm thinking about how we can continue our resilience. And then I also have the one idea, depending on the IWCA is growing country by country, and also consumer country, and also the producer country. So I think there also the opportunity to think about all the members here. It's that there is some of us, according to our Myanmar people, you see, our investment is not secure within the country. So we are thinking about the alternative business opportunity. Then got the idea that to make investments. So instead of making the investment outside the country and the people we don't know, so instead, so why we should make the investment within our IWCA community. So this may also the one of the possible program within our member country, I think. If some people would like to make a partnership on farming or partnership on F&B business or something like that, we can also do such kind of program.
Okay.
Then coffee business also growing, the
Yeah.
investment also growing. So this will be one of the opportunity, I think. So
Okay.
this is one of my idea.
Thank you. And before we lose that, because there's no official secretary, please put it in the WhatsApp and we can continue there 24/7. Yes, Sonalini?
Yeah, I just have a couple of points to tell South Korea. We appreciate your sentiments. I think you need the time to, to reflect on all that we have said today and to come back to us as to how you'd like to move. I just want to add here that just a little bit about India's mission, the IWCA mission. The mission here is for us to help the women coffee plantation workers and their girl children. That is our entire focus. And the main reason is because we have not very many women coffee farmers. Even if I were to own a farm in India, the culture and tradition is for my husband to run it. And I would be an equal partner with him, but he will be there as literally the front of the coffee. That's a culture and a tradition. It's not that we are subdued or walked upon. No, we don't allow that, but that is the tradition. So our whole mission is to help the plantation workers. Why I'm saying this is because here the girl child education is one of our biggest focuses. And as Omar was saying, our investment is within the country. We are trying to help the girl child education. All the names are very, very Sanskrit names. It's called Nayantara. Nayantara means a star, a girl child star. So we are trying to educate the girl child, of the women coffee plantation workers. We've various farms where the various regions from where the women members are. We have started sponsoring these children. And we also have an old age home where we sponsor the old age in terms of their requirements, basic requirements, and also counseling. They are very, very lonely. And we have a counselor as a member who takes care of the counseling. But most importantly, during the COVID, we are conducting health camps. And this again, we have a member who's also a coffee farmer, woman coffee farmer, who is specialized in this particular arena of health, the HIV awareness camps. We've been conducting COVID camps, alcohol, tobacco, that's again a big bane in our coffee areas where the men drink a lot. All the money is spent on their alcohol. So the women don't get the money, even though they are also equally working, most of the money goes towards this. So we've been conducting these awareness camps, and all the funds that we have raised is through our own means. We have a coffee market, which we hold once a year. And we've been inviting all our IWCA women members from other parts of the world who've come at their own cost, but we look after them when they land in India. We show them our coffee plantations. We take them around, and they also participate as judges for the All Women Barista Championship. We decided that we will have all women barista championship because invariably, if you look, of course, only recently in the world market that we are having women, getting to the first position, but earlier we never had women, it was mainly men. And so we decided to have an all women barista championship. We've been holding this for the past 6 years. IWCA has been very I have to thank IWCA for giving us the air ticket for the winner to go and attend the SCA meeting. One was that was held in Boston, and I think an IWCA meeting in Colombia. So we've been very thankful. But the past 2 years, because of the pandemic, we have not been able to hold our coffee market. Our funds have gone down, but we decided that we would somehow ask our own companies to help us. So this is another issue that we are having. So I just thought I would like to tell you that this is what we do in India. And it's just that it was just putting across information, not saying, we are passing the hat to you. No, please don't take Korea. Don't take it amiss. We're just telling you what we are doing. And we'll be very happy to invite you once the pandemic goes. We'd love to have you at our Sante to participate in the market. We have all the different coffee companies selling their wares, talking about coffee. We talk about coffee, we educate the consumer, because we feel that the consumer in India needs to be educated. Ours is a tea drinking country, but now we're trying to educate the positives of coffee, the taste of coffee, and where it is available. So we'd love to have you in our midst. So I just wanted to give you a little brief background about what India chapter is doing. And we're very happy that you joined us. And we hope that we'll be able to spread the message of Asian coffees. Some of us have such beautiful coffees in our country. Philippines, Vietnam. Vietnam has got some very nice coffees. I've been there many times, and now they are concentrating on quality, which is fabulous. And I think they'll overtake all of us very shortly with the way they are focusing on quality, which is wonderful, because the message, the aroma of coffee will spread far and wide, irrespective of which country in the world it is. We just want more of Koreans to drink excellent coffee. So thank you very much. Thank you for this.
Thank you. I know that we intended this to be just an hour, and we can make it more often. As we can just talk in the WhatsApp. Let's meet again maybe after a few weeks. Let South Korea talk to their members, but it's just a meet and greet for today, and we're very happy to meet all of you. We hope that we can invite Japan the next time, also maybe IWCA Australia. But for now, our focus for consuming country is Korea. So thank you for this afternoon, and let's make it short and sweet. Anne, you have any other comments?
No, actually, but I see a lady, Yuko Otoi. Are you from IWCA Japan?
Hi all. Hello everybody. So can you see?
Yeah.
Yes.
So please, yeah, I saw you coming in, but I didn't, because other sisters have their stories telling, so I didn't want to interrupt them. But yeah, please say something about what is your chapters doing.
Okay. Yes. Last year we had SAJ. 2 years ago it didn't open. So and I done this published the book for children. It's a coffee story.
I saw that. Yeah.
And I used crowdfunding, and finally the cost is a little over, and I must sell more. But finally I published 1,500 books, and almost all are sold. And actually, last year I had a plan to have cupping seminar for women. The name is $10 seminar. I invite only women, and they pay $10. Only $10.
Okay.
Yes, and because many coffee women in Japan also, they are part-timer or short, not full worker. So I'd like to invite more women because to have the special skill, it's very important to get more money. So maybe next year I will have many copying seminar. And now SCJ started to make more members or board members. Now only one woman is board member. It's very bad situation.
Okay, but is Tomoko still around? Tomoko is active?
Yes. But we are very difficult to get volunteer. So
Yeah.
many women work so hard and they have no time.
Yeah. Understood.
I run.
Okay, thank you, Yuko. Thank you, and give our regards to Tomoko. Francisca, any parting shots? Francisca, are you still there?
Next time. Yes, I'm here. Next
Yeah.
time, probably. This time is not really fortunate for me to speak. Yeah.
Okay, but thank you for coming also. So, and we have somebody who has to be renamed. What is 8-4? Is that?
I know that's Hằng, but that's yeah, she came in very late.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so that's another lady from IWCA Vietnam, but I think we gonna keep short and sweet the meeting, so we can do it more often. And
Yes.
yeah,
But it's very
So we
good.
can-
Thank you. Thank you. So can we take a photo? Francisca, can you turn on your video? Even no audio? Just for a souvenir shot for Blanca?
yeah, Hằng,
Okay.
Hằng bật video lên để bật
Okay.
Right.
How about Ham? Is she opening her camera?
I don't think so.
3,
No.
2, 1, smile. Okay, we got that gold. Okay, yay, there's Francisca. Okay, so thank you everyone, and we'll keep in touch in WhatsApp. Thank you, Sunalini, for all your support, and good luck to India for vaccinating the world. Yeah, and everybody keep safe. So Omar and Susu, thank you for coming, and Anne and Ham and Yuko, sayonara.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goodbye. Goodbye, all of
Bye.
you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting
Goodbye.
you. We'll
Take
just
care.
give our
Bye-bye.
addresses in the WhatsApp if you failed to put it in the chat. Okay. Okay. So we'll see you. Hi, Blanca. Everybody say hello to Blanca. Hello,
Hi.
Blanca.
Hi, Blanca.
Okay. She was trying to stay up, but she's sick also. I think she
Okay.
got hit by COVID. So she's
Get well soon,
recuperating.
Blanca.
Okay. Get well soon, Blanca.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
See you.